Previously on The Coach. Ex-pros Rob Hales and Brian Smith begin their inaugural search for the UK's best amateur rider. Out of thousands of applicants, only 2 hopefuls go through to receive one-on-one training with the coaches, Team Brian and Team Rob. This season, both coaches are back and the stakes have never been higher. This year's winner of the Coach Pro 2017 will walk away with a professional cycling contract and the chance to prove themselves as part of the Bike Channel Canyon team in 2018. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the UK's best amateur rider. Welcome to the Coach Pro.
Buddy.
How you doing?
It's been a while.
Yeah, welcome back.
I know you've missed me. Are you ready?
You've been training, haven't you? You worried?
Just breathing in. Never worried.
Good luck.
Enjoy.
They don't know it yet, but these lucky 40 applicants are about to take part in their first challenge.
Friday morning, last bit of panic training for the coach. Out for a wee spin.
Going out on long road rides and being on the turbo, doing some shorter intervals to keep the leg speed.
Just climbing up Pork Hill, never gets any easier. Nearly at the top, legs are burning. Now to do everything again in reverse and head back home.
It was just a nice, gentle 90-minute recovery ride. I even stopped for an ice cream with 10k's to go just because I went past an ice cream van and I thought, why not?
Okay, so I've just finished another interval workout. Hit the intervals I wanted to hit. Pleased with the way I'm feeling on the bike.
Alright, now it's Saturday, 2 days before the Coach Pro. Proper excited for this one, really want to get it nailed.
I'm just excited. I'm a little bit nervous, naturally, but I think everyone is, because we haven't heard about what we're going to be doing today.
I'm that confident I will put my money down that the rider I choose is going to be riding for Bike Channel Canyon in 2018.
Not a chance. Let Rob dream all he wants. You got to remember, I won this competition last year, and there's absolutely no reason why I can't win it again. Let the best man win.
A little bit nervous. Can't say that we've done anything like this before, so we'll just see what happens and what they put us through.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's an opportunity in a lifetime, and Rob Hales is an absolute hero of mine.
This year the standard of applications has been incredibly high, and it's going to be an awfully difficult task to dissect through all of those riders and get the number one.
Teamwork is really important in the Coach Pro because you're not going to win this on your own. Even working with me, you're going to have to listen, respect my decisions. It's not going to be easy. A lot of hard work is going to go into winning this competition. And on the day in Revolve 24, There's going to be a lot of different things that will come into play, and we have to work as a team. I've worked in many of the top teams in the world, and I think I can deliver you with the same expertise I delivered many successes in the past.
For me, I'm looking for the candidate who has not only got that physical ability to ride a bike, but also the mental strength to be able to put themselves through the training. This is about a racing cyclist, and for that, I just don't know yet until I see them out on the bike. Welcome everybody, thank you for coming. Been incredibly impressed with some of your applications, and we're really looking forward to seeing what you can do here today. At this point, you are one step closer to that dream job and becoming part of a professional cycling team.
But before that, we're going to test you. We've got an FTP test, which will test you over a 20-minute period. The best results will get a look-all cap, and that will indicate you're through to the second round. The second round will be in 2 weeks' time, and it'll be on the legendary Brands Hatch racecourse.
That's right, and it's the very place that will decide who wins this competition, but is also the place that decides who actually makes it in the first place. To do that, you've got to get that cap. Now, are you ready? Right, let's get the first 10 of you set up.
Master trainer Stu Gatherham will be overseeing proceedings, making sure our applicants are able to safely complete the test to the best of their ability.
So the FTP is a functional threshold power. The idea is that we measure them over 20 minutes. It's a maximal effort over 20 minutes, a steady state. And from that, the test would extrapolate out over an hour. So they'll be able to see, we'll be able to see what their kind of effort level can be for an hour. You can kind of use that data however you like. If they can do 150 watts for an hour, then they can definitely do 300 watts for 2 minutes. So we can figure out their programming from there.
So we've got the first group of 20 in, and you can already feel the tension. Yeah, I think one or two of the riders looking a little bit nervous, not surprised. I'm a little bit nervous. Very excited though. There's going to be a lot of hurt in this room.
So let's get a few revolutions under your belt first and see if we're comfortable, okay?
Achieving the best results possible during an FTP test is as much about skill as it is power. The goal is to achieve what is known as a steady state effort with minimal fluctuations in power output. Push too hard at the beginning and you risk burning out. Push too late and it's a wasted opportunity. 20 minutes can be a long time in this saddle.
A little bit worse for wear, that was pretty tough. 20-minute FTP test, leaves you pretty knackered. It was really tough. This is halfway through the season, so I'd like to think my form is somewhere decent at the moment.
It was really hot and very hard. I don't do much indoor training, to be honest, so it was a bit of a shock. I was used to big efforts, but this was quite different. No, I'm a bit disappointed actually. The first 2 minutes were quite leisurely, and then I really gave it some.
Whatever you can do, well done, that's it, drive it, beautiful. Good job, man, good job, well done.
Pretty knackered, I feel like I left it all out there. Yeah, it was hard, really hard. It could have gone better, but I'm happy.
Thought I could have done more. My average power was high and then it dropped for the threshold, but I put in everything, so I guess I can't put in any more.
Excited, I think it's a cool thing to do. I haven't done anything like this before. I'm eager to get going, really.
A little bit apprehensive, but looking forward to it. It's going to be good fun. Everybody looks very fit and actually up for this, so it'll be interesting to see.
With the seats wiped and the water bottles filled, the second group nervously take their place in the Coach Pro spin studio. This will be the first time some of these contestants have carried out an FTP test. For a few of them, this will be the last thing they do in this competition.
The first group, we had a handful of very good riders there, but the second group that's in at the moment, there's a bigger proportion of, I think, smaller guys with a very good power output, which, you know, it's not just about maximum power, it's about their power to weight. It's no good putting out loads and loads of watts if you are carrying loads. You know, in road racing, on a flat day, yes, that's what you want, but you know, road racing is about getting yourself over the hills. Unfortunately, that was my biggest problem over the years, and so, but there's a good proportion of guys in there as we speak who are looking very good. I'm liking what I see.
Only 30 can go through to the next round at Brands Hatch. Only 2 can go on from there. There is no room for second chances. This is it.
Happy with that. I haven't gone that hard before, so it's a win really. I've done quite a few intense intervals, but nothing flat out for that long, so pretty worn out.
After a grueling FTP test before the break, it's now time to find out who has made it through to the next stage of the Coach Pro.
First man, Atiba. Mr. Simpson, Edward. Good lad. Wilson, Rennick. Good test. Mr. Hall of the Adam variety. Gareth Winton. Well done. James Horton. Well done. Phil Jones.
Thank you.
Well done. Graham Rudd. Well done. Michael Roman. Congratulations. Tom Duncan. Ben McKee. Well done. Christian Dransfield. Tom Fricker. There we go. Mikey Weaver. David Shibiden. Well done. Mr. Walters of the colour red. Thank you. Andrew Young. Will Holland. Thomas Smith. Sean Reed. Will Barnes. George Skinner. Cameron Blake. Luke Murphy. Was worth the drive. Stuart Willits. James Susans. Harvey McClare. Down to the last 2 if you've been counting. Leon Hobbins. And last, but not least, Sam Westlake. For those of you who haven't got a cap, I'm afraid you know the answer. You won't be going any further, but thank you very much, and please keep riding your bike, because there was some fantastic efforts in there, whatever. So please, everyone, give yourselves a round of applause.
Feels great to be going through. Like, traveled quite a bit to get here. 4.5 hours, I think. So would have been a bit disappointed if I went home and missed it. I knew it was going to be hard. Didn't know what it was going to be, but you know, I feel like I've tried my best and obviously got through. So knackered after that, to be honest. It's so hot in there that you don't know what's going on. I'm excited to go back to Brands Hatch and see what we're going to do there. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of training the last few weeks, so yeah, I feel like it's paid off now that I'm into the next round.
Oh my God.
With the next stage a week away, the applicants have a chance to push themselves harder than ever before.
6 o'clock, I look a little tired. Third time I've been out this week. Through to the next round, so it's Brands Hatch on Monday. I entered this thinking nothing about it. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to going to Brands Hatch. I've never raced a motor racing circuit before. Hopefully we can really get a select group of people to really show who's the best and who's worthy of this Bike Channel Canyon contract.
4 days to go until Brands Hatch. Legs are feeling slightly heavier this evening, but tomorrow I've got a full-on rest day, so no bike riding at all. Get the bike ready, get myself ready obviously, but really looking forward to it.
Just finished the Bowman Trophy, 200k, really hot, really hilly. Just a long drive down to Brands Hatch now, but I'm kind of praying that it's nothing too strenuous.
Feeling pretty good. Legs seem pretty strong, excited for Monday. I've got a few more rides to go yet. It's kind of my last shot opportunity really, really pushing myself to the absolute limit.
Brands Hatch was originally the name of a natural grassy hollow in the shape of an amphitheatre.
Although the site was originally used as a military training ground, the fields here belonging to Brands Farm were first used by Gravesend cyclists led by Ron Argent.
The first actual race on the circuit was held in 1926, over 4 miles, 6.4 kilometres, between cyclists and cross-country runners. Using the natural contours of the land, many cyclists from around London practiced, raced and ran time trials on the dirt roads carved out by farm machinery. 1.2 miles of beautifully tarmacked surface with a couple of taxing hills thrown in for good measure. Today, this historic track is going to help Rob and Brian decide who they are going to take forward. Today, they'll be choosing the final 2.
How art thou?
We'll see.
Guys, good to see you back again.
Well, I hope you've all recovered from your test, that pretty brutal test that we did last week. We're here now at Brands Hatch. This is kind of stage 2 of the whole process. And based off of those test results, what we're going to do is split you into 2 groups of 15, and we're going to run 2 separate races, 25 minutes in duration. At the end of the 25 minutes, you will get a bell, which will obviously denote the final lap. 4 first riders across the line in each race will go through to the next round. 4 of you.
Okay, there's 30 of you here, which means that there's 8. We've got 1 surprise. Myself and Rob will allow 1 wildcard. It's not just about the first 4 places. We'll be watching because we know what we're looking for. So Rob and myself, I've got one each wild cards, and we'll be choosing that person after the race. Cool? You understand what you've got to do? You don't get a second chance at this, right? It's not like the first series. I want to win again, beat this guy. So, let's see you on the track, okay?
At the end of this race, 20 people will be going home. And whilst both Rob and Brian have one wildcard choice each, the only way an applicant can guarantee his spot in the next round is to place first, second, third or fourth.
So I'm here with Tim, Sport Director of Bike Channel Canyon. Who are you looking for? Strengths, weaknesses? Because the coaching is only part of it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they're not going to be a rounded individual. Hopefully, they'll be relatively green and we can, you know, teach them the ways we like to race, the way we like to do things.
It's not just about how strong and how fast they are, is it?
So it really is about the right character for absorbing information, the right character for being professional, the right character for doing the training, because it's hard, you know, racing is hard. There's going to be dark days and you need to have that right character to lift you up.
More dark ones than,
than
light ones, unfortunately. I mean, morale is crucial, I know, and a champion team will always beat the team of champions.
Yeah, I mean, I pride my team on morale. I think we roll, we get the ball rolling, as it were, which is morale, which is confidence, and you get everyone wanting to help everyone else and everyone wanting to be the next one to get the win because, you know, he did it, or wanting to be the one that helped him. I mean, sometimes my only problem is getting them to put the hand up to be the winner because they want to help each other so much.
Today, obviously, we're on a course. It's got a little bit of everything. It's quite open. It's a nice, smooth surface.
This will pull a roulaire out, but equally, our strong climber will be able to hold the wheel and won't get bent.
It's tough out there. The rider you end up is, to a certain extent, out of your hands because the winner of Coach Pro will get that spot. So hopefully, myself and Brian, whichever one it is, obviously preferring it to be me this year, we'll be able to do you justice.
As the first 15 applicants take to the Indy circuit, Coach Brian jumps on his air road and joins them for the warm-up lap. Back at the start line, the first race begins. Before the break, a grueling FTP test sent 10 applicants home. The remaining 30 took to Brands Hatch to race for the chance to win a professional contract with Team Bike Channel Canyon.
Tough race, it was a lot hotter than I anticipated. We went pretty hard from the off and there were attacks every time on Druid's Wall. I stayed up the front, 1, 2, 3, pushing. We kept attacking and whittled the group down. I think it was the penultimate lap. One of the guys went, I didn't hold his wheel. There was a group, I think, of 3 or 4 that went off. Final bell went and there was 2 or 3 of us chasing, so I ended up first across the line in the sprint. So I thought I was 5th or 6th in the end, but it was pretty tough. I think the heat's made it slightly worse because this time of day it's quite close. It makes the heart rate jump a lot higher than it would normally. I thought it'd suit me a lot better. I didn't do too bad, but we had a really tough group today. The top kind of 6 or 7 were clearly up front. I think we were all pretty evenly matched. It was whoever was going to go first on the climb. I think one of the Cat 1 riders was clearly very strong. I nearly got on a break with him a few laps before, but just couldn't quite hold his wheel. So it was a really good, tough group. I think it was anyone's call. It was just whoever was going to push over the top of the hill, to be honest. Really nice bunch of lads, great crew. Yeah, the temperatures have been interesting, but it's been a worthy experience.
So in the race today, I just about got second in the sprint from a 5-man breakaway. I'm really excited. I mean, when they announced that it would only be top 4 getting through, I knew it would be really tough no matter how good you are. So it's really important to play the cards right, to be honest. Initially, I was feeling okay. I'm quite confident with the hot conditions, so that didn't faze me as much as maybe some of the other people did. I started trying to make a few moves quite early on, but it didn't seem anything was sticking. And about halfway to 2/3 in, someone attacked, and I wasn't really feeling that strong, but I had a feeling that would be the one to go, so that was probably my last big effort that I could have done, and that happened to be the break that stuck. Towards the end, it ended up being a bit cat and mousey. The guy who won did an attack on the back straight, and that was a really good move because no one wanted to waste their match. It ended up being a 4-up sprint, and I think I was the first to go out of those 4, and I managed to hold it to the line. I quite like the circuit a lot. I mean, I'm generally a lighter rider, so the hill on the back straight was really good for me to be able to get to the front or try and make a dig. Yeah, so last event was an FTP test, which is just a solid 20-minute effort. Don't think I can recall a time where I've gone harder in my entire life, to be honest, so that was a really challenging event. This week is much more suited to me. I really like the tactics of a race, especially a short, like criterium style race like this.
The heat has kind of hindered my performance. It's made my heart rate shoot up. My power's not quite as good as it was, and I'm not generally used to training or doing anything in this kind of heat because it doesn't come around that often. I was just playing it to get in the top 4. Got in the break, played it by ear, and did what I need to do. It's hillier than I'm used to riding, for sure. I like flatter circuits, sprinter stages and stuff like that. So it's a bit out of my comfort zone, but it made it work for me.
With the first round complete, Brian leads the second group up to the start line.
I was dying anyway. I kept on catching the group and getting dropped and then catching them again because they kept on slowing down and speeding up. And literally, by the end of the straight, just like hot dead. Not breathing properly.
I've done a few laps with the first heat, a few laps with the second heat. I know what I'm kind of looking for, but what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, Rob's obviously tried to prize that information out of me. He's keen to beat you this year. You know, I'm just looking for someone that's green, but we can see a lot of future in them, so we can nurture it, bring them through. It's what you've got between the ears that allows you to dig deeper than somebody else and go through. It is about whittling it down. There is about the wild card. It is about you guys spotting what you like in the wild card. I've given Rob a little bit of a nudge on.
Oh, he needs as much help as he can get. Sometimes you get successful riders and probably winners of these heats that might not necessarily fit into the team environment.
I can't afford to have someone taking a space that's going to be disruptive to others, or just the wrong negative attitude. They've just got to be positive. They've got to be able, they've got to be able to take criticism. They've got to be able to take the ups and downs of cycling, but they've got a good bit of morale, good bit of banter, and move forwards.
How was he out there, by the way? Awesome. I'm afraid he hasn't made the cut. Certainly hasn't made the cut. Right, guys, really well done. It's hot out there, quite heavy conditions, a little bit of wind out there in places. So you've got to learn how to ride. It's not just about power, it's where you place yourself. And this is one of the things that we've been looking at and looking for. So obviously you 8 guys here in front of us, the legs did the talking, and you've got yourselves through. Congratulations.
Good job.
So that means there's 2 of you guys back there who could very well make it through, or who will be making it through.
I rode short on the second one, but I rode in the first one. And first 15, I thought he's rode a bit harder than the second selection. And I thought it was a stronger heat. So I would like to have my wild card as the 5th place from the first heat. That's Sean Reid. Can you join us at the front? Well done, Sean. Well done.
Now we did say that it wouldn't necessarily be 5th across the line or 6th, and in this case, I'm afraid it isn't. The rider who I had my eye on, he didn't sit in and wait for the sprint. He put a move in, and in the second heat, he actually finished 8th, if my maths is correct. Thomas Smith. Well done. Showed really good racing tenacity, which is ultimately what it is about. And put yourself out there, didn't quite come off, didn't quite have the legs. A lesson learned, but just really showed some, which showed what we're looking for. You know, sometimes you need a rider to go up the road early on before the finish for your teammates who are staying there waiting to actually be the pea in the pod, as it were, the winner. So that's something very important. So for you 10 guys, it's not over yet. Well done, congratulations. And for the rest of you, commiserations, I'm really sorry, but well done. Thank you for getting this far. Well done, and there's always next year. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So stage 2 is going to be a team time trial of 4 laps. We've got about 2 teams on the track, one at a time. The time will be taken on the 5th rider across the line. This is purely about team. You can't go zipping off the front and dropping each other. So Rob's team will be...
Red.
Step forward. Could I pick the winner of the first heat? Come on, keep it rolling, Rob. Don't get nervous just because you lost last year. Come on, improvise. My wild card.
Step rider.
And I'll try your wild card, Mr. Smith. Impressive.
Yes, please.
Mr. Oakley, have you enjoyed, mate?
Nothing personal.
Good, I was going to select him anyway. Thank you.
Well
May the
done.
best team win.
We will. Won't we, lads? Definitely. Let me down.
Guys, go and relax a bit. They're up first. Good luck, Rob. Off you go.
This challenge will test the applicants on how they respond to the coach's training and their ability to work as part of a team.
Right, team time trial. Does what it says on the tin. It is a team, okay? Team effort. So the harder sections out on the track, that's where you really need to push on. Keep your speed above your intended average speed, okay? When you turn right, going through the finish line here and you drop down, you will be going quick, massively over speed. That's where you will just try and back off, try and save, try and reserve, and then as soon as the road kicks up again, you'll slow down. That's where you need to feed the power on and really drive it. Communication is going to be absolutely crucial. Last man, if you're struggling, time is taken on the fifth man, so that back end of the race, the last couple of laps, if one of you is swinging, you shout. If the guys are going to drop you, you just shout up the line, okay? And I want that communication all the way up through the line, up to the first man, because first man probably won't be able to hear the guy at the back, especially when he's breathing out of holes that he can't speak out of, okay? Look after yourselves out there. On y va. Plenty of drink.
Guys, we're going to go second. Rob lost last year, and he's going off first with his team. You won the first heat, and I think that was the fastest of the heats. The second heat tend to be a little bit more tactical than anything else. But a team time trial over 4 laps, the 5th person across the line, the time will be taken. So it's all about working as a team, okay? It's about maintaining a speed that's comfortable for everything. If you feel stronger, you do longer at the front. If you don't feel as strong, then you do a shorter turn at the front. This will be short and explosive, but what this will do is this will teach you, right, to ride as a team I'm looking for someone that's going to join a professional team. It's not about showing off, it's not about showing how strong you are, it's about how you fit into that team environment. So this is the key to this exercise. Do not change in the corners, okay? Try and stay and do your turn on the inclines and don't increase the pace. The wind is coming down the finishing straight, that's the hardest part. So maybe shorter turns on the headwinds, longer turns in the back straight. You got that? So keep it together, communicate, talk to each other, do not increase the pace. The person that has set the pace will take it up, and I would think that you take it on, you take it up to speed, and then you try and maintain that speed. Okay, Team Smith in.
All I'm saying is you're on the back foot.
Come on, last lap, lift it. Last lap, come on.
With the races over, it's now time for the coaches to make their decision. Bike Channel Canyon Sports Director Tim Elverson offers his advice, but ultimately, the decision is theirs. It takes the coaches the best part of an hour to make their decision. The 10 hopefuls waiting nervously, unaware of how close the competition is.
Well done, guys. Extremely good effort. I hope you all enjoyed it. Because my team won, I get first dibs. I get first choice on any one of you. Like, doesn't have to be from my team, could be from your team. So, the first rider who has made it through to the last two going forward this year, Coach Pro. Drum roll. No. Red. Stand here, please.
I won this competition last year and I want to win it again. And I've seen a lot of hard effort around Brands Hatch. I've had a long conversation with Tim, who's the manager of the Bike Canyon team. So I'm looking for someone that could potentially ride for his team next year. My pick is going to be Ben McKee. I chose him because he's younger, he's taller, better looking, he's everything. I can change that, you know what I mean? But I just have to say, look, it was a great effort from all you guys today. And don't think anything bad about it. You got very close. The thing is, the Coach Pro, it's about putting a pro in the Bike Channel Canyon team. And obviously we've had a long conversation with Tim. He knows what he's looking for. We have to prove that one of these guys is capable of getting in that team next year. So I want to give you all a round of applause. Thank you for being part of the Coach Pro. And I hope you support these guys and wish them the best of luck. Okay? Good, thank you. Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Good.
Okay. Thank you. Well done.
Good effort.
All right, mate.
Good effort.
Find out sort of any feedback as to sort of reasons.
Good effort. Keep it up. Okay, guys. Congratulations. You're through to the final stage of the Coach Pro 2017. But what we haven't told you is, in the next few weeks, you're going to be entered into a major event. So you think it was hard today at Brands Hatch? Your life gets even harder now. Rob?
Can't tell you what it is, can't tell you where or exactly when, but it will be in the next couple of weeks. So, congratulations, well done, but this is where the hard work really starts. So get recovered from today, and then we start to build up, okay?
Good.
All right?
Team Smith?
It's all about the Hales.
We have our finalists. Riding for Team Rob is Red Walters.
Super excited. I came into this really hoping that I could get through to the final two, and I'm just so happy that I've been able to actually get through. I mean, I've only been riding my bike for just under 20 months now, so to get that far is just awesome for me. I've done an individual time trial twice or 3 times before, but I've never done a team time trial. Considering we'd never worked together before and pretty much didn't even know each other, I think that went really well. We, for the most part, did solid turns and kept really tight together. Rob told me that I'd been selected. I was really happy, and he said, yeah, he looks forward to coaching me, and I look forward to, you know, going through the process and hopefully to be able to win in the end. I have no idea what this event coming up is, but I'm always up for a race, so assuming it is a race, I look forward to it.
Team Smith, it's Ben Mackay.
I don't know, I'm not really a sprinter, so I was trying to break it up a bit, try and get a few guys away, and we eventually got 5 of us up the road, and then I came in for 4th. I thought, well, you've got to get the top 4, so we were trying to work as well as we could as a team, like not thinking as individuals, just trying to get the team around as fast as we can, and yeah, I just put 100% in for the team, and then I guess that's all you can do. Honestly, there were so many strong riders out there, you think, how on earth can you get down to final 2, but no, I'm really excited now to make it to the next round and see where we go from there.
Coming up on next week's episode of the Coach Pro, Red Walters and Ben Mackay tell us who they are. Physiotherapist to the pros Brian McCulloch creates bespoke training plans for the both of them, and Yanto Barker sets the boys a challenge that is completely on top of the box. Literally, it's on Box Hill.